it's tough to try to convince everybody to believe like you and jump in. And that is. I mean, we do it all the time when we try to convince people that religion is training wheels. It's all right for a beginning and a jump off spot to get you a base, but
You don't
if
want
you
to get
grow,
stuck there.
you need to get out of it.
Getting stuck there, yeah, it will keep you from growing.
Yeah. So we're trying to convince people of that. And it's difficult with people that are completely entrenched and their identity is in their religion.
So we need an AI to help us.
And that's what we're doing. We're investing in Peter Thiel to help us get through this.
Just kidding.
Hello, I'm Dan.
I'm Can.
And this is the Dan and Can podcast. Coming back at you. Candy decided now she wanted to be heard today. It's a rough week going on here. Getting ready for a big July 3rd shebang. So stress levels are at high levels right now.
If it was just that would, I think I'd...
Amongst other things, Candy's business
There's just a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
Don't talk about anything else. Just get into the podcast.
So we won't deal with the stress right now. We're going to deal with other things going on. So
yes, just distract me.
Yes. So anyways, that's weird. We're going to look at something.
What are we doing? Is my microphone?
No, it's recording on there. It's just not recording on one of the devices, which is all right.
It could be the microphone here that I just moved.
No, it's completely off that.
Oh, okay.
You're recording. So yeah, a little technical difficulty we're getting through here. Anyways, fuck it.
Do you want to start over?
No, we'll go. I can make it work. I don't know why it's not doing that. Anyways, we'll be fine. So last couple of weeks we've been talking about AI.
Are you sure this is a good move?
Yeah, it happened at the end of last week, so I was able to get it.
Okay.
So we're fine. It's just not recording on the video part, but I'm recording it on the audio part, which is picking it up. That's all that we go off of anyway, so we're good. We just don't have a backup. So hopefully this goes through well.
Don't, Dan. I have enough. Don't.
She's had enough, folks. She's had enough. So anyways, we are focusing on AI last couple of weeks, and this will be the last week that we do this one. First week, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about just fears in general and how the human psyche kind of works when new things come in, right? So we turn there.
I turned.
Nice. Look at you. Where we're talking about railroads and electricity and elevators and all that stuff, and how immediate fear, which is the natural human response to things, right?
Yeah, it's unknown.
We just get in something new. We don't know what to do with it. So automatically we start going towards a fear type thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which that's what happens. And that's what we kind of talked about there. And we talked about that's what's kind of happening right now with AI, where it's new. We don't know what it is. We don't know the potential. We don't know.
We're being told a lot of scary things.
Yeah, a lot of scary things. Just like, railroads. If you go that fast, women's uteruses are going to be laying around all these tracks because they're flying out of their bodies.
It's just making me think now. I've seen some of the big AI tech bros or whatever you want to call them. They've even said, like, I'm scared of it. Are they doing that on purpose to keep us in fear?
Well, that's kind of what we're getting into today. So, yeah, we'll get into some of that today.
I don't know if they're just saying that I don't trust those guys, to be honest.
But, we need AI, because if we didn't have AI, we wouldn't get little gems like these two brief clips we'll take a look at.
Wait.
Got to lighten the mood a little bit coming into here.
Oh no! Lord, please let this lion become a Christian. Change his heart right now, Lord, please.
Lord, bless this food I am about to eat.
And there he goes.
Oh, this Joe.
He's picking up speed.
Jesus Christ.
And there he goes. He's dropping in.
So without
Jesus
AI, we would have gems like that,
Yeah.
right?
True.
Good Lord bless his food I'm about to eat. So you got to look at it from both perspectives. So we talked about the fears and how they kind of turned out. There's some rationale behind them. Some of the stuff that we feared of came to fruition. Some of it was just over, dramatizing, I guess, for lack of a better word, of what was going to happen. Fear mongering and all this. Our imaginations running wild with what was going to happen. So then last week we started talking about some of the failures because the tech bros and we're talking about this expansion of AI, and there's so much going into it, which there is. There's a ton of time, energy, money, everything getting invested into AI right now because that's the new.
It's the new toy.
It's the new cute boy in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone wants a piece of it. So we're trying to do everything they can with it. And with that, then you end up, we talked about some of the failures of the tech industry coming through. We had Elizabeth Holmes and Thanos, one drop of blood for everything. What were the other ones we did? I can't remember. We did a whole thing on Elon and all his false promises and kicking the can down the road. And
the guy who Ponzi scheme.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Eli Musk. Elon's kind of not quite a Ponzi scheme, but
wasn't there a guy that you said? Who was the guy?
That was Elon we were talking about
It was.
because he's constantly staying ahead and then bashing his competitors and getting government money out of things. He's promised all the world,
but he's not really,
and he never
doing
delivers.
anything,
He overpromises, underdelivers on everything. Mars, he's had to change the goal date on that many times.
He's still trying to go there.
I think we're supposed to be there by now, according to his original estimations, but he's still practicing shooting rockets up. But there were a few different tech things that came through. One, I can't remember if we kind of touched on last week, but there's another one up here that we can look at.
Day 26 of posting a video where a business executive makes a prediction with complete confidence and catastrophically messes it up.
The NFT thing is like the social media thing. This is not a fad. This is not a quick move. This is going to take over our lives forever.
That was Gary Vee.
Day 26 of posting a video where
old Gary Vee predicting that the NFTs were going to be the.
Oh, he was. Is that what he was saying?
Oh, he was huge. He was one of the guys that was huge on it, and he's made a lot of bad calls.
Has he?
Yeah, he's kind of lost a lot of luster because of many different things. I can't recall offhand, but
I thought he was more like a motivational speaker.
He is, and a business coach type thing, life coach, and stuff like that. So
he was trying to. Then he started to make predictions.
But he started doing stuff like everyone needs to get in this NFT because he was in it. Since he was in it, he needed other people in it to make it worth anything.
Maybe he really believed in it. I don't know why anybody believed in NFTs.
Well, remember we were listening to Bad Christians, and they were real big on NFTs. I think they were going to start their own coin.
Were they?
Yeah, which failed miserably because there's nothing backing it. No one wanted it.
Wow.
But
I mean, I'm just not in the investment world like I should. Maybe we should be in it more, but it's like, I mean, we have some stocks and stuff, but it's just like some of these people, maybe they know more than we do. You're trusting people.
You are, but they go on these wild things like this now and then too, where this is the next big thing. And did they know that this wasn't going to be the next big thing? They just wanted to get people to dump a bunch of cash into it so then they could sell. So you
think they knew?
Some might have, and got the money that they had in their investments pulled out of it and crashed the market.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if you're that's kind of a shitty thing to do, but
yeah,
I guess some people might do that.
It's a conspiracy theory at best. So, but there was a lot of failed predictions. A lot of these people have great ideas. They're just not practical for what we have now. for technology or science or anything like that. But it's a wonderful, fantastic idea. You know, Willy Wonka has a great idea with a chocolate river flowing through. Is it practical? No, it's not.
Come on.
But it's fun to think about, right? So today we're going to get into a couple of these guys, one in particular, and kind of mention another one, and what some of the spin is and why there's so much vested interest in getting completely immersed into AI culture. And it goes beyond, obviously, for investment purposes. They want you to get involved with it, use it, spend money on it, invest in it, because then that makes them rich because they're the ones building it all. But there's another side tangent coming through here, which we're going to get into, which has a deep, dark history. Well, not dark really, but a deep history. But,
I wanted it to be dark.
Well, it
Okay.
could be, but I can't speak for certain if it is.
Okay.
So there's a couple different ones here that go a couple different ways. Let's do this one with our good friend Peter.
But the basic idea was that we could never win an election on getting certain things because we were in such a small minority. But maybe you could actually unilaterally change the world without having to constantly convince people and beg people and plead with people who are never going to agree with you through a technological means. And this is where I think technology is this incredible alternative to politics. And
Okay, so let's break this first part down real quick. Okay.
He looks a lot different now, huh?
Yeah, this was way back when. This is where he started getting some of his fundamental beliefs that he built everything off of. So he started off there. We couldn't win elections because we were such a minority.
What was it that they were pushing?
Well, some of this AI stuff and what they're going through, and we'll get into what they're pushing a little bit here in his next, more recent interview from last year. But they couldn't. They want influence. They want people to agree with them.
They wanted whatever their idea was that people weren't liking it.
Yeah, they wanted them to buy into it 100%. So then everyone's on board.
Okay.
So, and like you said there, we couldn't just. It's tough to try to convince everybody to believe like you and jump in, and that is. I mean, we do it all the time when we try to convince people that religion is training wheels. It's all right for a beginning and a jump off spot to get you a base, but
You don't
if
want
you
to get
grow,
stuck there.
you need to get out of it.
Getting stuck there, yeah, it will keep you from growing.
Yeah. So we're trying to convince people of that. And it's difficult with people that are completely entrenched and their identity is in their religion.
So we need an AI to help us.
That's what we're doing. We're investing in Peter Thiel to help us get through this.
Just kidding.
So,
okay, but in that example of us, we're wanting it so that we can actually help people be more empowered, right?
Yeah.
Is his idea, I'm very curious about what his idea is. Is it empowering people or is it trying to take away power from people?
good question. Put a pin in that. We'll come back to that in a moment once we get done with this clip. So, what he's suggesting here is that we use technology now
Instead of politics.
Instead of politics to convince the people.
Okay, so how are they doing that?
So they want to do and build up these AI things that people will. That
Is it the
it's a
algorithms and kind of stuff
and you
like
have
that?
to read in between the lines a little bit here, which is okay. It's not exactly stone cold fact, but you kind of, if you read in there, you kind of see. What are you trying to say here? What do you want this technology to do?
Is it the algorithms like shoving
part of
stuff
the
at us that will make us
That's
think a
part of-
certain
yeah.
way or divide us so that we need relief
I
from
listened to
that?
that podcast today you sent me, so I understand where you're going. But yeah, that's part of it. Because, and I'll just jump to it right now, this is what they want to be kind of the new God. So if we get people using it and fully immersed into it and start
Is that
treating
what
it-
he was trying to push? That you can't
He's-
push that idea at all.
there-
So no, that's not how he was saying it. Well, how was he saying it? I want to know what they were saying. That people were like, absolutely not. We don't want this.
No, he's saying he's trying to convince people to believe in their ideas.
Okay, but what was the idea they were trying to push?
This is his messaging on technology and getting it. And we'll get into this a little bit more here in a second.
Okay.
With but it's more of this. We want everyone to succumb to this AI and believe it as the almighty, and just treat it as the source of everything we need. AI is going to direct everything in our life. Is kind of where these guys want to go. So we won't need governments anymore because we'll have a computer telling us what to do.
So it'll tell us the law.
Computer, there's a conflict between us and Iran. What should we do? Well, here's what you need to do. You need to give Iran this, this, and this. Iran, you need to give the U.S. this, this, and this.
So
and come through.
In some ways, I can see the benefit of that.
Yeah.
In that a computer is just going to look at how it's been programmed, and it's just going to be very neutral. It's not going to judge one way or the other. It's not going to shame you. It's just, here's the facts, do this, do this. But that computer is programmed by somebody.
If it's unbiasedly programmed.
Yeah. But is that even possible?
Can you do anything without any bias?
I don't think so. I don't think humans can.
No, because we got all our biases that direct us.
Yeah. I mean, we have our preferences. Yeah.
So this is kind of where they want to go, is that, okay, we're creating this AI, so now this can control everything. It's going to be a neutral source that we can have. It's going to help dictate. It's going to resolve all the problems. It's going to tell us how to live. It's going to tell us how to allocate all of our resources and our energies. And we'll just have this run everything.
Then what will we be doing in this life? I mean, creating. I would love to not have to work so much, where we can just create and have experiences with one another.
ChatGPT, what are we going to be doing with our lives now?
I mean, like, what do these people think people will be doing? Are they doing it so that, hey, you won't have to work so much because AI will be running things and you can actually go on vacations and enjoy life and enjoy relationships?
Put on your old evangelical mind, but instead of God, put it as AI. So how many times in church were you like, I don't know what to do here. I'll just pray about it. I'll let God figure it out. I'll let, I prayed on it and all this.
It's not so much about them doing mundane tasks. Their idea is it's like who you go to ask for everything.
For everything. And that will dictate everything too. So
some people use it that
we
way.
need so many people to do this task over here. So find the people that are suitable. And these people are suitable. So this group are going to be farmers. This group's going to be doctors and technicians. Would be almost the ideal that the computer's directing all of humanity in what to do.
Are you talking out your ass right now?
A little bit, but this is kind of what they're foreshadowing. And
that's what you think.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they want to do.
I've not thought that, but maybe.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay. So AI is our God. Let's continue on with Mr. Teal.
Basic idea was that we could never win an election on getting certain things because we were in such a small minority. But maybe you could actually unilaterally change the world without having to constantly convince people and beg people and plead with people who are never going to agree with you through a technological means.
Stop for a second.
This is where I think...
So he basically is talking about convincing people who are never going to agree with you. Like they would always say, absolutely not. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's still going to push his idea. Instead of going like, maybe the idea is not so great. He's going, we'll convince you. We will force it upon you.
Yeah. So
crazy. Okay.
All right. I think we watched it all. But
technology is this incredible alternative to politics. And but the basic idea was that...
So instead of having our political isn't perfect either.
No.
Because, we're a prime example of that right now with the two-party system and the division and everything. They're just trying to, like that podcast said today, instill fear, instill anxiety, so then they can give you something nice. So then you feel like they're the rock to hold on to trust them. And now you'll start believing what they say. And
if you're wondering what podcast he's referring to, it's Mayim Balix. Is that her name?
Yeah.
And her, and it was
Charles
Hughes. Is that his name?
Yeah, I think so.
He does. I've watched him lots of times because he's a subconscious guy. He works with the subconscious, but yeah, it's a good, and there's a part 2 that will be coming out. It'll be out by the time this comes out. So
yeah.
I would recommend listening to him because it's just interesting how they want us divided for sure.
Yep. So then it's easier for us to.
And I think maybe they are using AI to do that. Oh, it's so weird. I see that Peter Thiel, or however you say his name, he looks so much older Kind of creepier looking.
Yeah, it's a tech bro look. Zuckerberg looks like this. Elon looks like this, where they started taking all these supplements, lifting weights, and doing all these different things. They all have this look now. It's kind of alienish.
Yeah,
It's almost uncanny valley. They almost don't look human. All right, so let's take a look at this interview. And I think this was from last year, if I remember correctly.
I still think we should be trying AI, and that the alternative is just total stagnate. Here's one place where the stagnationist arguments.
Okay, so
stagnation
is humanity.
If we don't use AI.
Yeah, well, that his stagnation is that humanity's becoming stagnant.
Like we're not going to grow or learn or.
So he's got a downward look on humanity as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And
stagnant in what way is he referring to? Like we're not creating new and different ideas.
I can't remember if he's Catholic or not. I think he's Catholic.
Well, he's big on, I know he's trying to push the Jesus returning thing. I don't know. Are Catholics big on that?
Yeah, a little bit, some sects. But he's got that Catholic guilt and shame inside of him. So he doesn't have this good look and positive look on humanity, kind of like evangelicals don't.
Mm.
All humans
we're kind of shitty.
Are born evil. They're naturally evil, and they need Jesus to save them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you have that view, then humanity's pretty stagnant. What are we going to do now? There's no more positive coming out. Look at all the shit in the world right now. That's because of humanity's interpretation. We can't do good anymore. So we become stagnant in everything we do, which isn't true. If you look at it, we've got a lot of new stuff we're creating.
And also people are starting to understand like consciousness and stuff. Like there's some big things that are happening.
Yeah. Oh, in the spiritual world alone, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and it's matching with like you got your quantum physics and all that stuff. Like there's stuff happening that doesn't require AI.
No.
But AI could be included.
But when you put your identity in AI and everything that you want to do in your life, and your whole goal is to get total involvement in AI, then you're going to start seeing things this way. We need it because everything's so bad.
He looks like he lives in an artificial shelter all his life. That's what he kind of has that look of like.
He's got to go out and touch grass.
Yeah, he just doesn't look well to me, but.
Anyway.
Are still reinforced. The fact that we're only talking about AI, I feel is always an implicit acknowledgement that but for AI, we are like in almost total stagnation.
Do you think it's just hype? Do you think people are trying to raise money by pretending that we're going to build a machine god, right? Is it hype? Is it delusion? Is it something you worry about? I think you would prefer the human race to endure, right? Should the human race survive?
Okay. So he asked if the human race should endure. Then if there's now there was a cut there. There was a 17-second pause.
He paused there? I thought there was already a little bit of a pause, but
there's a long pause in there, as long as a Trump blink, where he was, So this is where his mindset is on humanity. Does he know
he's human, or is what?
Yeah,
what?
But it's that internal guilt and shame that he has that's overriding us all.
Yes.
Okay.
But I also would I also would like us to radically solve these problems.
Right.
And so, it's always, I don't know, transhumanism is this, the ideal was this radical transformation where your human natural body gets transformed into an immortal body. I still
God, he needs some sleep. He looks like he doesn't sleep.
Probably doesn't because of all the guilt stuff.
I don't think he has guilt. I think there's no way he's feeling guilt and shit. I think he's trying to figure out this thing. He's trying to be God. He's trying to play that role by creating a God, which is so super weird.
Yeah, they're trying to create this AI God to run everything.
I don't think he feels guilt and shame. I think he feels empowered, like he's going to make happen what he thinks, because he doesn't think he's a bad guy. I think he thinks humanity might.
I think his humanness he feels is evil.
I don't think he really believes the religion that much.
He doesn't, because he's creating this new thing. to take it over.
Yeah,
and run it all.
maybe he thinks humans. I think he doesn't necessarily think humans are evil. I think he thinks they're stupid and they're not going to evolve into something different if he doesn't like step in and mess with the evolution of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more what he's doing. I don't think he cares about the religion. I think he's using it.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
It's a good opinion.
Yeah.
It's a good opinion, but yeah, he's trying for this transhumanism, this transformation into an immortal. So a lot of these guys too are the ones that are doing these shady experimental treatments and stuff to have longevity in life too.
He looks. How old is that guy?
I don't know. Let me find out for you.
He looks like he doesn't look good at all to me. He looked so much better when he was talking at the podium.
Yeah, but he was much younger there.
Yeah, but he looks creepy a little bit. I'm not trying to be.
He's 58 years old.
58. He doesn't look older than 58, but he doesn't look, I don't know how to describe his look. Maybe alienish is kind of true. He kind of looks like he just doesn't look good.
It's what these guys all got in. They all got onto the circle. And there was this big thing.
It's not like, he doesn't look like an attractive man.
If you're in the Rogan sphere and all those, he was having, on his podcast, he was having all these doctors and influencers and lifestyle and health influencers come in. They're talking about all the different, you got to get on this, wake up at 4 a.m. and take a ice bath and do a cold shower and shock your system this way. Eat this food,
So they're trying all the things.
Carnivore diet's the only diet that a man needs to have. And some of these guys, you have that one guy, the millionaire, billionaire out in California that's doing blood transfusion with his 18-year-old son.
What?
So that he has young blood pumping through his body at all times to keep him younger.
What is?
Yeah. And that guy looks alienish too.
It's like your body's not even, it's almost like it's different, but it's kind of like plastic surgery when people do that so much and they start to have this similar look, right? It just doesn't look like, he's not aging well. Yeah, I want to say appropriately, but he looks like, for some reason, he reminds me of those cats that are all hairless.
He's a hairless pussy.
He just, I don't know, he's creepy looking. He looks.
Yeah, he is. He's very alienish.
But it's so weird because the time before, the video we watched before, he looked like healthy. And
but it's all the stuff that they're doing because, you get ivivectrin's, which the dewormer that we have friends that raise cattle and they use dewormer on the cattle.
Is that what Rogan used when he had COVID or something?
Yeah. Our friend's dad uses it when he gets a little scratch in his throat. He takes a little drop and puts it in water.
Oh, God.
But, they do shit like this. And they all are doing the same thing because this is what it is. But it ends up turning out to look like this because they all look the same.
Mm-hmm.
Elon's that pasty white, just alienish looking thing.
Hairless cat.
Zuckerberg looks the same way now too. Yeah. And they all got built up top and they've been lifting weights up top, nothing down below. So they look like Dorito chips. Right.
Yes.
But white cheddar Dorito chips because they're real.
They are pasty. He is pasty looking. Like he doesn't look like he gets outside very often.
So, but it's all the stuff that they're doing right now and all these experimental treatments and all this. But it's so they have longevity because they're looking for immortality also.
Which is super weird. I don't know why this is coming to my head. Like some of these guys, they're going more towards this artificial life, right? And then there's also this pull, like for me and you, like more towards natural things, like get out in nature more. Let's get outside. Let's, move our bodies. Well, I guess he's lifting weights and stuff, but or eat more of plant foods and stuff like that. There's also, it's almost like this split. Like some people are going more towards nature and some people are going more towards this artificial life. Yeah. It's just interesting, I guess.
But it's just this trend that these guys are all doing right now. And like you said, they're going towards this one idea. And it's like, they all want immortality. And I think they're
Which
hoping
I
that
understand people wanting that.
AI is going to help them figure out this immortality. And I think with Peter Thiel, and this is just my opinion, he wants to be the one to create the AI God that everyone follows, because then he could be the right-hand man to that God.
No, he is the God then,
Yeah.
really, because he programmed
he's
it.
the right-hand man to the God.
Okay. I could see that.
But-
I can see that their ego's getting like that. But I also, first of all, they would fall under this godlike thing that they create too.
Yeah. So this isn't a new idea. Okay. Back in the 20s or 30s, something that came out. And it's got an interesting history to it that we are going to dive into here.
There was a political party in the 1930s called Technocracy, and Musk's grandfather was a leader of it. And they did not believe in
Musk's father, huh?
So Elon Musk's father was part of this Technocracy.
Technocrats
Yeah.
magazine. Okay.
So basically what they were going to do, well, we'll get into it after the video, what they were going to do. Okay.
A revolution
democracy.
without bloodshed.
They also didn't believe in communism or fascism, but they believed that democracy should be replaced by engineers making all the decisions. Scientists and engineers would make all the decisions. There should be no money. They believed in something basically pretty close to a universal basic income. That in the age of the modern industrial economy, democracy no longer made sense. It was, as they would say, it was just stupid. So I think that I think that is a big part of Musk's worldview and the worldview a lot of the current crop of tech CEOs. Really, it's just a kind of recycled version of technocracy. There was a
Okay.
So have you ever heard of Technocracy before?
No, but okay. So she kind of just said some things that were kind of interesting. Like I could, like, no money. So what would that look like?
Yeah, there would be money.
Because she said no money.
There'd be a universal basic income.
So, but you can't accrue more wealth. Like you basically just have like.
You could. Okay, so universal basic income is nobody makes below this amount of money.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right? So
like all your basic needs are met,
at,
basically, right?
If we said basic needs would be satisfied at $50,000 annual income, then no one makes below $50,000. So if you have a job that paid 42, government would kick over 8,000 and get you the 50,000.
Mm-hmm.
But you can make above that.
Okay.
Okay. They felt democracy was stupid. And there's some.
What parts of democracy do they think is stupid?
They were starting to see
the people making decisions,
the corruption coming through, and that it was more about personal gain and
which is true.
Personal ideology.
So they're trying to solve the problem that politics kind of causes.
So if you look at Technocracy and you see some of their basic tenets, you're like, this isn't a bad idea.
Well, but the engineers and everybody making all the decisions, what decisions? What I eat for the day, or like what I do for a living, or
so all the world's decisions on how things are done would be solved by engineers and scientists.
Why would we?
So
leave that
their belief system, because this ended up being kind of almost like a religious movement too.
Yeah.
Their belief system was that we need to get the smartest people and the most qualified people to run the world. Okay, that makes sense. But because you're an expertise in one area, doesn't mean you can make logical decisions in all areas of life.
Yeah.
But
and nobody knows all the areas.
This is one of the faults of Technocracy, was that, well, no, if we have engineers who are doing this, that's great. They'll know how to build bridges and buildings and roads. But what about economics?
Okay, so maybe their idea with AI is everybody's input, the engineer puts that in, the expertise in all these things, and AI pulls it all together and makes a decision. But we know AI is not that great yet. But so
the technocrats were looking at, we'll replace elections and everything like this, and we'll just appoint these highly qualified individuals to take and run things. Well, first of all, how do we appoint these? Who's deciding this? That's dangerous.
And they still have biases, like we said at the beginning. They and there is no nuance in a lot of this. If someone's sitting here and they're just going, all right, black and white. Well, and a lot of your engineers are very
and they'll sit
left brain thinkers. What about your right brain thinkers, like that are creatives and stuff?
But they're sitting here and they're like, okay, this is going to save okay, in this situation, 4,000 people die. In this situation, 3,000 people die. So we're going to choose this one. Instead of looking at a nuance and saying, how can we save all of these or even lower them numbers?
Yeah. Are there other options here? Can we think outside the box?
Basic,
yeah.
So, and again, you're putting these guys in here, their expertise is in one area. So yeah, if you have an oncologist running things, he can make all the decisions and ideas on cancer that we need. But do we want him running the economic policy of the country or her? Or do we want them, doing all this, the agricultural decisions or production decisions? They're not qualified for that.
Mm-hmm.
But what we tend to do a lot of times is like with Elon, oh, he's so smart. We need him to make decisions on cutting departments out of the government.
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah.
He's a decent programmer. He's not even that great because a lot of his programs, when he was writing them, his staff would come back and have to fix all the errors that were in them. So, I mean, he's a front man for business.
And he's probably like out of the loop. It's evolved, right? And he doesn't sit down and program anymore.
He taught himself programming, if I remember correctly. So he doesn't know a lot of the nuance and the shortcuts
or
and
the technical stuff.
Of getting through it. So it's very clunky and messy.
So, but he had money.
Yeah.
Right.
No, his dad gave him.
And he had connections, which is what helps a lot of these people. Yeah.
So they wanted this to do here. So then these people would make decisions on everything that would happen. So instead of a government, you have these experts running it. And it kind of reminded me, and I never finished it, Plato's book, The Republic, where he was trying to set up the perfect society. I can't remember what he called it. But in there, it was, well, how do we do it? And there was a debate. The book was written as a debate between Plato and some of the other people that were discussing.
So the questions back and forth to his plan to kind of critique it and see if he could.
Yeah, what would be the best things? Who's going to run it? Was it going to be the military? Was it going to be the Senate? Was it going to be all this stuff? And yeah, it was kind of interesting, but I never finished it.
You should read it again.
It's
difficult. Is it a difficult read? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe there's a better translation that's a little easier to read.
So let me see some of these notes I had here. So yeah, in Plato's book, he divided it into 3 classes: producers, which would be your farmers, merchants, businesses; auxiliaries, which would be your soldiers and defenders; and guardians, rulers who govern. So he's trying to figure out how much power and influence each one would have over all these different areas and things.
Does that cover everybody?
Yeah. So
your producers that's a huge group.
Yeah. He kind of put everything in. So that's general population. His kind of argument went, we trust doctors to practice medicine. We trust engineers to build bridges. So therefore we should trust these experts to run and govern us. It's kind of a flawed
That's
premise.
A pretty big leap.
Yeah. It's a pretty flawed.
Why?
So the modern technocracy kind of falls in that where it thinks complex societies required specialized knowledge. The experts understand economics, energy, infrastructure, public health, all this stuff. Therefore, they should make decisions rather than voters. So now instead of the people having influence on, hey, this is what we need, these experts should be like, no, you don't really need that. I'm going to tell you what you need.
There is problems with the people. I mean, I do think that we should have a say, but that we do have problems, as you can see now. We fight. We're fighting with each other. Do you need to?
No.
It's just constant fighting. It seems like. Maybe it's because we have 2 parties, but would more parties make it any better? I don't know. It's almost like, and I think it was in that podcast that I sent you today, the Mayhems with Hughes, I think that, I lost my train of thought.
It happens. So, and some of the questions that come from it is, how do you select these experts? And Plato's thing was, well, we educate everyone, then we test them. and whoever passes the test gets to be the experts that run things. Well, who designs the test? Who decides what questions? Who's grading the test and saying, okay, that's the wisest.
And
man
is
here.
money going to be, or some way they're going to be a like bribery going on? You'd have to make sure that none of that would happen, you know, and
the tests are going to be
do they have a
biased
good
based on-
heart? Like, do they care about do they have empathy? Do they care about people or just people like them?
And what values matter, which decides what we're going to test on.
Yeah. And is that going to be
And
based
is this
on a
important?
religion or is it, you know?
So how do we want to run our economy? Well, you know, we have an expert on capitalism. We have an expert on socialism. Which one wins? And which one decides, you know?
Well, that's basically how Christianity came about, too.
Yeah.
It's just like,
we
just picked the one that was closest to power, and that's the one that wins, since everybody else is a heretic overnight, because that's what would happen. Anybody who didn't agree would be like, you're wrong, and then it would just totally convince everybody. Eventually, you go a couple generations down, and anybody who had a different idea than what they had set up and pushed into power would be considered like heretical or against the state or whatever, you know? So, I mean, this could get really dangerous.
Yeah. So, I mean, it sounded good on paper and originally it's like, oh yeah, it's not bad. We have all the experts running things, but it's like, who are the experts? What are their views? What are they?
Why can't we just have it where people, like there's just not a whole lot of rules, but there are some basics, like don't harm other people. Well,
and I think if we go back to some of our biblical stuff, people could, I think in the Bible, if you put in there, God was saying, you don't need a ruler. And they're like, no, we need a king. Everyone else has a king.
Yeah, that was in the
king.
Old Testament.
He's like, you don't need that. You guys can solve this on yourself. Run your society. You know, control and judge it. You'll have rules within your own society. I think if you could kind of read between the lines on that and be like, you don't need a king telling you what's right or wrong and decide. You as a group can figure it out. No one in your house is elected as a leader. You kind of figure out what's best as a group, right? In your friend group, you do the same thing, you know? But the people, no, we need a king, we need a king. And then that caused all sorts of problems afterwards.
And he in the Old Testament, that was like your king's going to just basically make you his servants. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. And that is
what happened.
And what's happened right now, you know, our presidents are making us their servants.
Yeah. We're making them money hand over whatever the phrase is.
They don't reflect the will of the people, shall we say.
No.
They are in it for their
themselves
own gains and whatnot.
People like them that agree with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there is problems. And I see that I will at least give the technocrats or whatever, I'll give them credit that they're trying to find a solution. But I think this is an awful solution. And it sounds like, according to Peter, that they're going to try to push their idea because
that's what
they
she
like
was
it.
kind of alluding there too. Because remember, Musk's dad was in that technocrat, or it might have been his grandpa. No, I think it was his dad. I can't remember which one. One of them, dad or grandpa, both of them were shady characters. So it's in his blood to kind of think this way too. And of course he's going to think this way because he's part of the tech bros and all this, that, hey, we're the experts here. So now all of a sudden they're telling everyone that they're the experts. They're the ones that know everything. So you need to kind of bow the knee to us and let us tell you what's best.
Yeah, they fly with
so guys like Thiel and Musk and Zuckerberg, why are you guys, calling us before Congress to testify? We're the experts. We're telling you what to believe. And they are doing that through social media and everything else that they're doing. Don't worry. Just follow this. You'll be fine. We're going to lead you down the path you need to go. And in this, it's very biased on what this path is. It's to enrich themselves more and more and more.
What's interesting is, it is, and they're using social media, which, as we all can agree, like it's got a lot of toxic stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
But also, on the flip side, we hear things that we would never know were going on, and now we're like, oh, somebody shared that video because that was probably not public. Nobody knew about it. Now it's all over the place.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that's kind of where Thiel's going with his idea about humanity and transhumanism and all this is
why do these evangelicals like this guy?
We're creating, Peter Thiel's kind of a behind the scenes guy. Not a lot of people know about him. He started getting more recognition
to the evangelical group.
Yeah, he's behind the scenes with the evangelical group. He doesn't want to be the front man. It's rare that he does interviews like that.
But it's weird that they would be on board with this kind of talk. Like, we're going to make this AI godlike thing.
They don't think that way. They're like, okay, you go ahead. People have made many golden calves before. You make your golden calf. That's fine. But he's sitting here going, no, we're going to make this, and this will be our wise man now.
Yeah, good luck. It's not going to work.
So in the technocracy that they're pushing, it's not going to necessarily be the individuals, even though they're the ones creating it and programming it and doing everything. So it's in essence going to benefit them because they're the ones that are, well, make sure you take care of us here because we did
well, don't make that
don't
program it that way because that would affect us.
So,
but that doesn't affect me. So
but
program
instead of
them.
an elected wise individual, a doctor or a scientist or an engineer or whatever, it's the AI that's going to run it all and going to be the leader of us all. So let's get rid of democracy. It's ugly. It's dirty. It's ineffective, which there are a lot of issues with it.
Well, and they could play off the corruption and stuff, but that's due to like the money that gets involved.
The solution isn't, all right, here's a computer.
No. I would say the solution more than anything is figuring out.
Yeah, because the computer's not going to have the humanity. So, I mean, it's going to do, well, okay, this is a logical decision.
It's going to be a harsh taskmaster, honestly. Because it will not budge on its rules. There will be no nuance.
Like, okay, there's not enough food left around, so you just have to take out these people over here. You have to find, 1 million people to get rid of. You'd be like, what? Okay. That's what the computer said, so let's do it. Instead of, hold on, let's look at some other angles here on what needs to be done. But no, that's what it's going to do.
I mean, it could be like that. Yeah, it would just, it would have to make.
But there we are, propagating more fear.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I don't want to do because it's not going to work.
No, it's not.
Because what you might get out of this is a religion of some sort.
Because now we can do our conclusive part here. But continue with your religion part.
I'm just saying it might turn into a religion where some people live this life and go that direction, but it will. Your masses amounts of people, they're not going to go that direction. I don't think.
Let's go to a scientist
But they are using AI to get all of our information, and people are putting so much information like ChatGPT. It's like, oh gosh, stop telling it everything.
So let's go to a scientist that me and you personally like.
AI will kill the internet. Really? I think that's my prediction. There are people who believed the fake news as true. When AI becomes so good at creating deep fakes, even the people who believe the fake news will no longer believe that the fake news is true. Right. Because the risk of this fake news being fake is so high that the entire internet will lose its integrity and it will be buried under the weight of its own falsity. The inability to check itself into. Correct. Because there are people just putting fake information on there because AI can do it. AI can do it like this. At first it was fake voice and a fake image, and fake video, and someone sampled 2 minutes of my voice, sounded just like me. However, because all I was doing is sampling my voice, not my literacy, not my education level. Then where does information and facts come from? Because everyone... Books! People will recover in the timeline of knowledge the true value of an expert. AI
I think
will
that
kill
there's
the
some
internet.
truth to that. I would agree with him. I think I've wondered that too. If it's just going to collapse this
and we're almost
this
there.
bubble that I mean, I don't think we should get rid of the internet totally, but I think like going into it for information and stuff like that.
He's not saying that the internet's going to go away. He's saying that the integrity of the internet's going to go away.
Yeah. So it will be, it's going to have to take on.
And we're really close to that point right now.
I think what the internet is going to do instead of becoming this information, place, though I think there might be some of that still, right? But you definitely would have to find legit places. It will be more of a way for us to connect with one another, which is what we have been using it for more so since COVID, right? Mm-hmm. It kind of pushed us that direction. And I think that's more what it'll be. It's just a way of like making the world a little more connected. So then it could be a very positive thing. Mm-hmm. But for information, I think books, I think he's right. Like we're gonna go back a little more old school.
Yeah, going to go analog a little more. Because like you say, and we're almost there right now.
That would be kind of refreshing, wouldn't it?
How many
Slow
times
us down a little bit.
Go back to and look something on the internet and you're automatically raising an eyebrow. Is this real?
Or you're getting distracted constantly. Like you get an ad pop up, or there's other tabs.
Well, I'm just talking about the actual integrity of the information coming across.
Well, and even ads now, like you'll hear there's a voice that AI has, and it can look like the person saying it.
There's another video where it's a video of Neil. And it's like, all right, so I've done my research and here's what I've changed my opinion. The earth is flat. And he goes on.
Because that would.
And then it pops off, and then he pops on and says, that was a deepfake AI video that someone made. Sounds pretty realistic, but it's fake. Because so much trash has been put onto the internet now, so much fake shit. And you have people in there, fake news, fake news, fake news.
I mean, now there's even like, you go to buy something.
Yeah.
Like people think these are real dresses or whatever. They buy it and it was like AI edited and everything. They don't get anything like it when they order it. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And like, that's why I've thought like, what if you know who?
Yeah.
But they could make but like what he said there is he's not, it doesn't know his education. It can't like exactly sound like him.
That's good. It kind of leads into the next video.
Hang on, don't start playing it yet.
Oh.
AI
yes,
can only know what already exists on the internet.
Yeah, which is terrifying.
So if it ingests everything you've done
yes,
and tries to be you, it can't be something about you that you invent for yourself tomorrow, because that's not on the internet yet.
Yeah.
So you can stay ahead of AI by continually innovating in ways that AI does not have access to. So you can say, paint me this scene in the style of Van Gogh, and it'll do it. And when I say, paint me this scene in the style of no one who has ever been born, where's it going to go? AI.
Yes.
I love Neil. He just makes people, he encourages people. He makes you feel better about life. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I wanted to end with him.
He's such a good, I love him.
So, yeah, it's...
Here.
I'll keep him over there for now. Yeah, so it can't create new.
So keep growing, keep evolving,
innovating, keep moving forward, keep putting new stuff out.
Like be our authentic self. Stop trying to copy people. We need authenticity more than anything right now.
That's what will stay ahead of AI, and it'll never be able to do ever.
No, because it has no inspiration.
Yeah,
its only information comes from the internet.
Yeah. And there's another video he put out there too. It says that AI is going to end up destroying itself in the long run because it's going to suck up all the information and facts that we've had from history. But then what's getting put out on the internet then? All of its stuff that it puts out. So now it's just eating its own information.
God, it's going to get disgusting.
And it's going to cannibalize itself.
Almost sounds like it'll get pretty putrid pretty quickly.
Yeah. And so now it's going to start, this is put out there, but it's like, no, this was information that you deciphered from other information. And then it's going to keep eating it. So then when all this fake stuff's out there, it's going to start.
And then all these data centers are going to sit there empty, rotting, waste of space.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of where it's going to be a lot like the other things. It's going to go up and then it's going to start getting pretty kind of ugly and nasty probably. This is all my guess. And then it's going to dial it back down and it's going to be implemented in the ways that we need to implement it that'll benefit society.
Like it has a place, but it's not this big, gigantic place that they're trying to make it. As a computing device.
So we have all this data on cancer research. Put it all together into the AI. See the trends, see the...
type it, then someone can type in, hey, I've got these symptoms, like a doctor can sit there and use it for that. And then like, oh, that's not my patient. Let's go that direction. We might be a little more on target.
Or even looking for a cure or something. Here's all the data we've come in. We can't connect all the pieces. We're just, and the AI can be like, okay, now look at this avenue.
Yeah.
Because this seems to be similar with this, and this.
Especially, as doctors' offices, individual doctors are typing in the information. This is my client, or this is my patient. This is what we did. This helped. They got better. Blah, blah, blah. Put that in. That information comes into that, feed of the medical world, right? So it can be used in different ways, but it is not this creator. It can't create, something brand new. It's not like you can see how, and already people are it's pushing people toward more analog or more to that light of engaging in life. So yes, this is an unpleasant thing as we're feeling it, as we're hearing the fears of it. But if we can hold fast to the idea, I think I've said it before on here. I know that I've talked with you about it. Like it's like child going through childbirth, if we want to give birth to something new, which we all know we need something new here, this isn't healthy. We're in a so we've got to go through the birthing pains basically to create that.
And it's going to hone itself down into practical uses that we need.
Yeah.
Kind of like electricity. When that first came out, we were using it. We were trying to see what all these fields we can do it, and we were killing people because, hey, this is going to be great for you. Shove these electrodes in your ears and it's not real, but kind of along them lines,
stupid stuff.
Yeah, stupid stuff. Hey, this might work, and then you fry in your own brain. It's like, oh, okay, that didn't work. We dialed it down and we found different things that we could use it for. And even in the medical fields, we use electric shock for
they did all sorts of things
and stuff. So we honed it down to what it was, but we got crazy for a little while. We're in the part where we're getting real crazy right now. Well, this is going to be a new guy. We're going to run it. What they're finding as they let this AI run free is that it is harmful to humanity. Like, okay, we need to reprogram this. It's going to do things that we don't like. It's making decisions that are not very
questionable.
Nice. Yeah. Well, you guys should all probably eat some pills and kill yourself and then let the world do its own thing. What?
Huh?
Okay.
No. We can't have it saying that.
No, but I think that's what people are going to figure out is that this is going to be it doesn't have the nuance. It doesn't have the empathy. It doesn't have the emotion, any of that tied to it. So
it doesn't have the ability to reason a bunch of things out. It's just going to go with the most obvious, probably, So it's not an outside the box kind of thinker, right?
Yeah. So anyways, hopefully that helps alleviate some of your
and if you want more
issues.
Listen to Neil. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy to listen to. But I think we're just in the middle of the chaos of it all right now, and because there's a feeding frenzy for all these billionaires and the tech bros.
And who's going to get to power first? Who's going to make and it's just ridiculous. And I think in this frenzy they make worse decisions too. They get sloppy.
That's why you're getting all these data centers put up. There's so many data centers getting put up that half of them, 3/4 of them will never be used because there's not enough things that need to be put into the centers. There's not enough data to go into fill all these centers. It's just these guys are greedy to be the ones to get it.
Yeah, I have all the space and I'm making the money off of it. And,
just like regular capitalism, we're going to make 20,000 of these pink sweatshirt, mauve shirts.
Pink, not mauve.
Whatever. Colors aren't my thing. Well, maybe 5,000 people want them, but we still have 15,000 left. That's the data centers. What do we do with them? Well, next thing you know, they're going to be at Ross Dress for Less and shipped over to Africa because we're going to give them out as missionaries to people. So
you're saying missionaries are wearing this shirt?
No, I'm saying
that's what I'm getting from this story.
NBA champions, how the Suns won the championship in whatever year that was, 95. Bulls won it, but there's a bunch of kids in villages in Africa wearing NBA championship, Phoenix Suns.
Oh,
because
that's true. They had to give it away because
So that's
it
all
made
these
clothes
data
to those
centers
guys. It was this is a great thing. We get some clothes.
Yeah, these data centers that's another story altogether. But most of them won't ever be used.
That's your prediction. Huh?
Yeah,
I would say that there's probably something to that. And how do we know that mankind hasn't been here before?
Yeah.
And gotten, because they said that some ancient civilization pretty technologically advanced, right? And then it just collapsed. So that doesn't mean necessarily that people went away. It just means the way they were doing things, it changed, And right now, even all the stuff we have on computers and stuff, and it's the tangible stuff is kind of where's that go?
Yeah.
It's almost like it could easily be gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Just so when you see this stuff, just remember we had NFTs a few years ago, and you don't hear
Gary V thought it was the next.
You don't hear much
thing.
about Bored Apes anymore. That's what AI is going to be. That's what data centers are going to be. They're the new NFTs that everyone's jumping on because that's
AI are the new NFTs.
In a capitalist economy, greed rules the day. So we want to be the ones
Yeah, true.
first in everything.
That is what it thrives on.
And that's all it is. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't sweat it too much. It'll sort itself out in the long run.
Especially
like
you can't
else.
control it, you know?
Yeah.
You can control how much you use it, but you can't really
Yeah.
control anything else about it. So
Yeah, it's all right. I mean,
use it
when
for the things that you need, that you
Yeah.
think it's for, you know, and nobody really can tell you what to do with that. But also, like, it's not going to be this big monster that takes over.
No.
It can't sustain itself.
Yeah.
It already is making weird. It does weird things, and people can pick up on it. Yes, it's gotten better at pictures and stuff, but there's still ways to know.
I've had in my workouts, I've asked ChatGPT, okay, let's switch it up and give me a new program. It does. Then I ask it, all right, what's the program for today? And it'll tell me something completely off thing.
Because it can't remember. It has no fucking real memory.
I'd be like 3 paragraphs back in the conversation, we switched it to this. He's, oh yeah, you got me. That's right.
How is it so dumb? That's basic.
Yeah. So yeah,
it's like hold on to that information as it goes along.
Make decisions in our world.
Yeah, no way.
Anyways, what we're telling you and the AI is telling you is if you're following us on YouTube, click like, subscribe, and follow. We'd appreciate that greatly. What the AI is also telling me here is that if you're following us on Spotify, Apple, or any other streamer, give us 5 stars, or it is going to shut off all the power to your house. So be sure to do that to us. And if you need to reach out and get a hold of us about anything, just go down into the description and we'll have a link to dannycan.com. You can click on that and see what's going on with us, or reach out to us and give us information. But other than that, don't fear it. It's just, like Candy said, the baby's crowning. It's coming out soon. We just got to finish pushing it and getting that little bastard out and then doing what we need to do.
Then we'll recover and we'll be okay. Yeah. Everything's going to be okay.
Everything will be okay.
We just have to remind ourselves we're going to get through this together.
Yeah. It's going to follow the same path as all the other things that were going to destroy humanity. It won't. And Jesus won't come back either.
I thought you were going to say in Jesus' name, amen.
Well, I am.
No, I don't like that.
Okay. Candy doesn't like it, so we won't say it anymore. In Peter Thiel's name, amen.
No, ew. Not that hairless cat.
The hairless cat. All right, that's all we got for you now. We'll see you next week on something new.
We'll come up with a new catchphrase that's not in Jesus' name, amen.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.